Hi, this is Dr. Padma Garvey. Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode is another episode featuring tofu. I'm going to be making a creamy pasta primavera with a garbanzo bean and silken tofu base. This is a really easy recipe, one that you could make after work. It's a way to get your kids to eat lots of vegetables, and it tastes absolutely delicious. I picked up some silken tofu on the way home from work. Silken tofu can also be used in your smoothies. When you open the packet of the silken tofu, you're going to notice right away that it has the consistency of a custard. In a small bowl, add half a cup of raw, unsalted cashews. And to that bowl of cashews, you're going to add the entire contents of this packet of silken tofu. Mix everything really well and let it sit on your counter for about 30 minutes so that the cashews get a chance to soften, which will make it easier to grind. Get a large pot of water going for your pasta. I'm going to be making this dish with whole wheat rigatoni, and it'll take about 12 to 15 minutes to cook. You can drain and set aside. Chop about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic for this recipe. You'll need a large white onion diced. I had some baby kale from my garden. I'm going to chop that up. You can use spinach if you want. You can use Swiss chard or escarole or collard greens. Green leafy vegetables are a great source of iron for your family. I'm going to chop some green beans from my garden. I had some peppers that I'm going to chop up. You can use red peppers or orange peppers if you'd like. You can add carrots to this dish if you'd like. You'll need about 4 celery stalks diced. I'm using a half a bulb of fennel instead, and I'm going to dice this up. I like to use fennel instead of celery sometimes. I had 2 zucchini from my garden that I'm going to cube. Open up a can of garbanzo beans and rinse thoroughly so that you get all the salt that they've added out. You'll also need some marsala wine, some Dijon mustard, and either vegetable bouillon, or I have a vegan chicken bouillon that I use. In a blender, put the garbanzo beans with the silken tofu cashew mixture and a half a cup of water to aid in the grinding. And you're going to grind this at a high setting for about 4 minutes until you get a nice, smooth, creamy mixture. Get a large pot going on medium heat. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and add your garlic. It should start to sizzle. Then you could add your onions and mix thoroughly. Add about a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of crushed black pepper. Mix thoroughly and cover for several minutes until the onions become translucent. After the onions are translucent, you can add your chopped celery, the green beans, the peppers, the greens, carrots if you've chopped them. Add everything except the zucchini. Leave the zucchini out. Mix everything really well and cover for several minutes until the greens have wilted. After the greens have wilted, you can add a cup of your Marsala wine, a tablespoon of the Dijon mustard, and 2 tablespoons of your vegetable powder or your vegan chicken base. Mix thoroughly. And then add your silken tofu cashew mixture. Cover, it'll start to bubble in a little while, and then you can add your pasta. When you've added your pasta, you're going to mix this again, and you'll probably need to add about a cup of water to aid in mixing everything together. You can take everything off of the heat and add the zucchini. Mix everything and cover for several minutes. The zucchini really cook with just the heat of the contents in the pot. You don't really need to cook the zucchini on any more heat. And after you've covered everything for several minutes, you can remove the cover, and what you're going to find is that you have this creamy, smooth, absolutely delicious pasta. This dish has no saturated fat, no cholesterol. It has 1 tablespoon of oil. It has lots of iron, lots of fiber, lots of protein, and it's absolutely delicious. It's so good for you and your family. I hope you try it.